All right, today we're diving into a really powerful story. It's basically a showdown between two huge forces in our world, faith and greed. It all happens in a single moment on a train. But believe me, the message it carries about what we really need to thrive is just massive. So let me ask you something right off the bat. What does being wealthy actually mean to you? Is it about all the stuff you own? Or is it something deeper, about who you are? Just keep that question in the back of your mind as we get into this. Okay, so our story kicks off with what you might call a serious test of faith. So picture this. We're on a train with Swami Vivekananda, and he's in a tough spot. For 2 straight days, he's had nothing to eat. He has absolutely no money. I mean, can you imagine that feeling? The hunger, the exhaustion, everything's been stripped away. The only thing he has left is his faith. And right then, when he's at his most vulnerable, a challenge shows up. But it's not some physical threat. It's something way more subtle. It's the voice of pure, unapologetic greed. Sitting right across from the Swami is a rich businessman. And the contrast, it's like a scene from a movie, right? On one side, you've got a man with nothing but his spiritual beliefs. On the other, a guy who's got a whole feast spread out in front of him. It's just this incredible collision of two totally different ideas of what wealth is. And the businessman, he looks over at the Swami and doesn't see a holy man. He sees a lazy one. He doesn't offer him any food. Instead, he just scoffs at him, saying, "Why don't you work and earn like me?" To him, if you don't have stuff, you have no value. It's just a really brutal way to see the world. Now, the Swami, he doesn't say a word. He just takes the insult, his faith being pushed to the absolute breaking point. And then, right at that moment, something incredible happens. The train pulls into the station. The Swami gets off, probably thinking his struggle is going to continue. But then, out of nowhere, a local sweet seller comes running towards him. And he's not just carrying a little snack. He has trays overflowing with food. It's this unbelievable, totally unexpected sight. The Swami is just floored, right? He asks the man, "Why? Why are you doing this?" And the seller's answer is what takes this whole thing to another level. He says he had a dream. And in this dream, a divine voice told him, "Go to the station and feed my starving devotee." This wasn't just a random act of kindness. It was a message. And you can just imagine the Swami is completely overwhelmed. He starts crying, but not from sadness, from this profound sense of joy and gratitude. His faith was just validated in the most amazing way. And that rich businessman, he saw the whole thing happen. And in an instant, his cynical worldview, the one built on money and status, just crumbles. He's completely put to shame by something he just can't understand. It's a really beautiful story, for sure. But the real power is what it tells us about our own lives, especially our modern obsession with, all the stuff. This story isn't just some old tale. It's basically holding up a giant mirror to us. It forces us to take a hard look at our relationship with our phones, our cars, our clothes, and ask ourselves, what do we actually value? Think about it. We're constantly bombarded with ads and social media telling us we need more. A newer phone, a better car, more everything. But what this story shows us is a totally different path. That real contentment, real wealth, it's not found by getting more things, but by realizing the stuff that truly matters can't be bought in a store. So if stuff isn't the answer, then what is? Well, the story points to a whole different kind of currency. It's the respect the sweet seller showed. It's the love that drove him to act. It's the incredible power of human connection. That is what this story says true wealth is all about. And that really brings us to the core lesson here, this single, powerful idea that separates the Swami's world from the businessman's. It's the ultimate difference between need and greed. This quote from Mahatma Gandhi just says it all, doesn't it? The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. The Swami was in need, and the universe provided. The businessman, well, he was so blinded by his own abundance that he lived in a world of greed. The story is this incredible reminder that there is enough for all of us if we can just see past what we want to what we and what others truly need. And it leaves us with a pretty big question to ask ourselves. Are we living a life of need or one of greed?